Got it. The delay. That was supposed to work. It didn't. But that's how we do things around here. We just keep... What is that? Oh my god. Starting off good. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian. I think I said that wrong. I'm a little tired today. I was out doing actual social things yesterday, which is not the norm. If you're new here, for me, it's greetings. My name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. Which is, I think I paraphrased that. Is that what it's called? Sure. Music Maestro. Don't think I forgot. Hi. What? Hi, we got, by the way, there's some 700 subscribers to the channel now. Thanks for that. I don't know what else to say. It's like you guys make the channel. I put stuff on the internet, but the subscribers are what YouTube really wants. I'm just here. 22 Toes, cheers, hello, welcome. Oh yes, I should say hello to people. Puh. 22 Toes, Jimmy Jazz, 5 Fingers. Andrew Butler, hello. Welcome to this chaos as I try to get music started, which I almost forgot about. If you'd like to know what's on our menu tonight, ooh, louder than usual, I will tell you. I got all this set up, no problem. Let me know if you can hear that in the background or not. Don't want it too loud, don't want it too soft. Just right. Pinch Hitter Whiskey Lunch, hello. Thank you. Yeah. Senor Mr. Hanging Easy, hello, welcome. Welcome to this. Alright, let's get on to the drinking. This will probably be a longer stream. I'm telling you that now because I know a lot of other channels are doing stuff tonight. But this is my channel right now, and I'm doing things my way. Plus, it helps me just get more people, gives more people the opportunity to get into this, because I picked some good stuff tonight. Of course, I did it an hour ago, because that's, of course I did. And I did 7 of them. I will show you what they are, because at least I finished doing that. If I can remember where it is. There it is. There we go. We officially have... I need to figure this out. I moved things around, and it's really confused myself. This is no good. I don't like it. Okay. No. Yes. Ugh. I have to readjust. So I'm trying to keep chat in view, but I'm also trying to be able to see something else. Things don't want to move the way I want them. It's a curse, really. But there we go. Right here. These are the samples that are for the evening. Sugar Kitty, hello. Welcome. So lovely to see so many familiar names in the chat. I'm not drinking alone tonight. I wasn't yesterday either. I'm going to that a little bit, maybe. Got to go hang out at Irene Tan's, have a bunch of whiskey, hang out with a bunch of other whiskey folk, which is always fun. Happy 700, yes, I like the number 7. My birthday is July 7th, 7-7. So it's been a thing all my life, whether I like it or not. Oh, and before I get any further, please keep Papa KillCo in your thoughts today. Not because anything super bad has happened yet, but they're going to be talking to a doctor about some test results tomorrow. And everyone is just kind of going, waiting to hear what the doctor's going to say. So hopefully nothing bad, but maybe something good. I'm a pessimist, we'll say, on a good day. We're starting off with this. This is an older Midwinter Night's Dram, and it's been freaking cold lately. So much so that I'm wearing my Lilo and Stitch shirt. Well, mostly Stitch. Because I would rather be in Hawaii. And one of you was in Hawaii recently. Jealous. Stop. This is why I can't be bothered to do 2 things at once right here. I am trying to charge my battery. Probably can't hear me. I'm trying to charge the battery on my watch. I'm not wearing my watch. But it keeps tweaking out because it's not connecting to the charger quite right. So it's going zzz, 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 zzz. It's okay for now. But that might be a theme for the evening. Me getting angry at my watch charging. Whiskey Mentors Mini Glen. I think I might have stolen this one. I've said it before. I don't remember. There is one glass that I have of hers that I think I just took at our first meeting. So I have a feeling most people did, because that one she opened her store for the first time. But here we are. Whiskey talking. Here we go. A Midwinter Night's Dram. This is Act 8, Scene 3. So this is a much older bottle. As you can tell, I've had it around a while. But this was donated to the channel by Tom Lawrence, a.k.a. Zenbood. Zenbood. That's all. He doesn't go by Tom. Zenbood on the internet. Tom in real life. I've met him. He's a pretty cool guy. And this was for Irene. I guess there was something about Irene's raffle. And I didn't win. Hello. My God, really? Can't we have anything just go normal here? Stay. Charge. Quietly. My goodness. But this is one of the donated bottles from days gone by. Hello. Sugar Kitty, aloha. Indeed. If only. I will put you in for those entries now. I'm assuming that's what that's for. If I see any entries like that, I'll assume it's for the raffle. Unless you say otherwise. Sugar Kitty is in for 5. And someone else actually donated before the stream even started. Donated is the wrong word. Supported the channel, we'll say. But I don't know if they're actually going to be watching, or if it was even for the raffle, since I didn't even have a clue what I was actually going to be doing at that time. I know how to do math, but I have to check. Okay. Numbers are my friend. Make us candied apple. Yes, please. Exactly. Hang it easy. I picked stuff that has stories. Stories per bottle. This one was donated by Zenbood. He likes rye. It's a rye. It's hard to get rye. I say, with the knowledge that I have 2 other different Midwinter Night's Drams behind me. I haven't had this in a hot minute, so I'm looking forward to having this one first. And as you can see, I put all the info you need to know here. This is every bottle that's going to be in the lineup that I'm raffling off. But also, I get to drink them. I mean, that's really all I needed. Just pick 7 that I want to try tonight that I really like that have a good story. Sounds good? Good, because that's all I could come up with. He did land in Sugar Kitty. He's back home. I messaged him this morning. Like, are you back? I think he messaged me, actually, saying he's back home. Say, hey, there he is. Speak of the devil. I'm back. Indeed. So here we go. With the first pour of the evening, I'm going to talk a little bit about just what it's like, tastes like. I don't know if it's the best idea to have a rye first, but I'm going by proofs, as you can see, from this invisible thing here, right here. So we're going from the lowest proof to highest proof, and a lot of them are up there. Oh, that's right. Okay, I always think this is a really heavy rye, but it's actually got a nice sweet note to it. Yeah. Midnight special. Oh yeah, this is nice. Put my whole nose in it. It really is a nice rye. I was expecting it to be punchy, and it isn't. And what's strange is I don't think of too many high proof ryes, or higher proof. Usually ryes are like 40, 45 when I think of a rye. But this one is almost 50. And it doesn't really drink like it. It's nice and spicy, though. So if you like ryes, you'll very likely like this. But it does have sweetness to it that I wouldn't expect on most ryes. Exactly. The price, yeah. Yeah, I was lucky that I think one of these bottles I actually purchased. Not this one, of course, but there was one Midwinter Nights that I won a raffle for. And it was about $100-something odd. And part of me went, And the other part of me, of course, was like, oh, my first raffle win, a store raffle thing. I have to buy it, clearly. I've actually won from that same store before. One of the, I think it's that one right there, that Four Roses LE was a store pick that I got. Not the LE, single barrel limited edition. Yellow Goldie label thing. Whoa. There you go, Zenbu. Take your time. It's always really nice to go back to lower proofs just to see. You know, just stay clear of high proofs for a bit and then just go back in. Just go, oh, well. Jimmy Jazz, Raffle. Another 5, alright. Excellent. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Where'd that come from? It's in the 90s right there, I think. And this is going to be a fairly chill stream. I try not to, until something crazy happens. Like when I hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll see. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I don't know what you're supposed to do. But for the most part, I just want to make it fun and interesting. And also that I get to try a bunch of good whiskeys. That's always nice. I like that part the best. Alright, let's do it. Sugar Kitty and Jimmy Jazz are set. It's delightful. It's not too overpowering. It's just a little bit of cinnamon spice. Kick a gingerbread cookie, you know, with that nice vanilla frosting on top. Is that frosting? I actually don't know what to call that when they make gingerbread cookies and they use the outline with like white frosting, except it's not quite. Whatever. Let's not think about too much baking problems right now. My brain. Next on our list. As I said, this one was donated to the channel early on, which is why it's so much fun. And Zenbu, who is still around, believe it or not. Chat keeps going. Whoa, jeez. The Lone does sound interesting. The Lone is actually a whiskey. There's some abbreviations there for my own sake. I know it's not going to make sense to anyone who's looking and like, what the hell does that mean? But we officially have, I'll just say what they are and then start pouring them. The Midwinter's Nights, which was donated to the channel. The Maker's Mark Candied Apple, which I bought at the distillery and hand dipped the wax. So it looks, you know, fabulous. And I think that's one you can only get at the distillery. Not 100% sure, but it is one of their, like 2 or 3, I think it was 3 different barrel pick type things that they have. The special stave thing they do. But Loch Lomond 10. That is a special pick from Aquavite. And I'll show you that bottle because it's very pretty. There's little bits about it that are nice. Clonakilty, the WN means Whiskey Mentors. Queen's Jam, I was actually tasting a bunch of these yesterday. Had quite a bit of whiskey, which is why I'm a little more low energy than usual, because I was socializing a lot. I don't even like going out on the weekends, let alone all over the place drinking whiskey and having food and talking with other people. I mean, it's madness. Madness, I tell you. Four Roses Single Barrel Private Select OESV, also purchased at the distillery by myself. Delicious. I opened it less than 2 months ago. I've given out maybe samples once, and I have drank the majority of this bottle. I want another. I really want another. But I can't exactly go all the way back to the distillery to get one. So, it's okay. I know to look for OESV, personally. Seems to be what I dig. So again, OESV, I keep that in mind if I ever do see any more of the single barrels. The one up here is not OESV. This one is something else. This one is much more corn forward. I think it's even a different mash bill, right? Yeah, 75% corn mash bill. OESO. That's the big one here. Ow! Sorry, that was pretty loud, I'm sure. Next, the Lone Elm. The Lone Elm was hand delivered to me at the Bastards Ball in 2021. Ooh, time. And it is a Whiskey Crusaders pick that ended up in my hand thanks to Jason Busey. Put it on here just to make. I haven't seen him in a while, so I hope he's all right. He's probably on Facebook. Everyone's on Facebook. I hate it. So this one's up there. This one's really good. This is the Lone Elm pick that I had where I was really skeptical at first because I had a taste of Lone Elm somehow. I think a sample was given to me, and it was just a bit too much. It leans towards the Knob Creek categories for me, and it is a Texas whiskey, so it's a little punchy, a little ha. But Lone Elm, being a wheated whiskey, tends to be a little lighter and delicious stuff. Irene Tan has done a pick by them too, which I have hiding over here somewhere. I have to do a video of it. I am talking very quietly. I don't mean to, but I'm just damn tired. That's actually my normal talking voice when I'm down here somewhere. But thank you, Agnes. I need to put a little more emphasis into it. Hello, everyone. How are you? And last but not least, Nulu. Nulu Noir? What is that, you say? Oh my gosh. One of my favorite labels that I have in this little collection of mine. The Nulu Noir, a dame to drink for. This is, of course, its bourbonite pick. And that is just a stunning label. I will be doing some sort of its bourbonite thing, giveaway of some sort, because I realized, and I told them already, it's like, I have a lot of your picks, by the way. I just noticed this. I have about 5 or 6 or 7 of them. Wild. Oh, don't worry. Hang it easy. This year's all messed up for me, so I know what you're talking about. I end up doing this a lot to people, because this is the year I hear out better. It's cool. Age is fun. Loch Lomond 18. So the distillery knocking it out of the park right now. Them and the other, and they own Glen Scotia. Yes! Sugar Kitty, I agree. They're doing great stuff. Mama KillCo is here, virtually. She is out and about near Boston, I believe. Getting ready to go to a fun appointment, which I did tell everyone about already, that we're all sending good vibes and good thoughts as best we can to that thing that is stressing me the hell out. Stressing all of the family out right now, I think. All right. So that's the stories, generally speaking, about these. So I hope that makes them a little more interesting. I know these are all... I tried to pick things you cannot get, really. Just either because they're rare or because they were just special releases by people or something I really enjoy. I mean, I had a theme, and it's that these are all really good, and you probably don't have them. So you can try them, and this is the way you can. That's what I'm trying to do, is share the good stuff, so to speak. Or at least share stuff I enjoy, and stuff I love having because of just the wild madness that has been this channel. You know, all of these bottles have a story, and it's all just because I'm doing this little bit of madness, which I'm glad you all seem to enjoy. At least 700 of you seem to enjoy it, give or take. Woo. Okay, that was a little more than I meant to pour, but that's all right. Oh, boy. Delicious. Oh, and if you're interested in the Maker's Mark specifics here, let me show you that. It's always interesting to me to see. Baked American Pure. 5 of those. 2 seared French Cuvée. 1 roasted French Mendant. And 2 toasted French Spice. You can see the proof, date, all that good stuff. Candied apple. I like it. And I had to pick this one out of 3 others. That was the real hard part for me, is that they had... Well, there was a couple of difficult things. One, they had 3 different type of bottles, private select distillery, that you could buy. And then they also had 2 of the latest, I think it was BRT was the last ones. I didn't get one of them. I could only buy 2 bottles, and even that was... Let's not talk about prices right now. Let's just say I could only buy 2. And I probably shouldn't have bought 2 anyway. But I went off the... I think it was its Bourbonite. Got both of the BRTs. And they seem to have a preference for one. And I was just looking at my phone trying to figure something out. Trying to help something. I needed something to help me make a choice. And that was it. I believe I made that video last month. Oh, and speaking of, I hope you liked last week's video. I probably said that on Friday. But the Keeper's Heart here has been a real interesting thing. Mama KillCo knows all about it. Whew. That's funny. I mean, the proof, we didn't go up too much, but... Well, we kind of did. Hold on. Oh, yeah, we did. 5%-ish. So that seems a little more punchy than the rye. The rye seemed pretty mellow. This seems spicy. It's making me think of apple cider almost. Whew. Honeysuckle makers mostly. I have never seen that. I think I saw... I know they had 3 different ones and they all had different names. I don't remember what they are. But I probably posted about it on Instagram, but that was also sometime at the end of last year. John McKellen, congratulations on 700. Thank you. Again, as I said, I am just doing what I can with this channel. And I'm glad that so many people seem to want to be here and continue this mad journey with me. 'Cause that's all it is to me. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing, and it's just meeting people I would have never met, talking to people about whiskey. And had I not gotten into whiskey, none of this would have happened. So that's the wild part for me. Doing this kind of thing, enjoying what I get from the generosity of others, and also being fortunate enough to have those social things get me out of my own little bubble every now and then. Even if it does feel a little exhausting at times. Getting to try so many good whiskeys in such good company doesn't get dull. At least not yet. It can be a little overwhelming, though. I will admit to that. Oh! Let's see. What else? I'm going to sip a little bit of this. Let me know what you're drinking, by the way. I'm supposed to say that at the start. And, of course, if you haven't already, please... That's what that is. I still don't know how we got like those little push in subscribers recently. I'm glad to see it. It's starting to maybe start getting some snowball down the hill and getting 1,000 someday. Detective from I-95, whiskey uncensored. I mean Bourbon. Please be careful driving. And me and Bourbon were actually hanging out yesterday and drinking whiskey and being ridiculous. Long drive. Be safe. Ugh. Haley Chambers, hello, cheers. Or is it MC? I know that's what the name is, but I don't know which to say now anymore. I always say just the name. It's a pleasure to see you. Welcome to this mess. Oh, that's nice. Wow. I forgot how much I like that. Damn it. Maybe I won't give it away. That's not true. These are all really good. I mean, I love being able to tell the story. Of course, with the makers, it was just that I went there and bought it and, hand dipped it. I'm going to get it right someday. I seem to, dip it and then it ends up going down the back, and I don't know why. Whatever. This next one, though, I was actually just hanging out with Roy and a bunch of other patrons of his earlier today. Some of you who were doing the same thing are here now, so thank you for stopping by after that. I know his streams are, fun just to chill out and hang out. And I think I pieced out during the once he started talking about the quiz, because that always makes me go, ha! Disgruntled poster work. I mean, you should know at least some interesting places to go. You know who it is. I know who it is. But here we are. This one's very special to me because it was put in my hands. Was it put in my hands? No, it wasn't. Hold on. How did I get this? I'm going to think about it. Wait a minute. No, I ordered this one. I remember. There's a different story for that one, but it's kind of tied in with this one almost. But this is a pick by Roy Aquavite. If you can see, let's see if this wants to focus. There we go. There's the little barfly logo. 10 years. 54.9%. Delightful. There's his logo right there, Aquavite. So, and most importantly, though, I believe Whiskey Central did this little painting on the back here. There we go. Beauty. Shayla. It's great. I wish I had that kind of talent. Just because I don't. That's fine. Rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season. So that's why I have this one out. This was one again that once this is gone, it's gone. This is the little bit that's left for me. It is delightful. Oftentimes it's akin to, Roy likes to talk about how it's almost fizzy, like champagne. I think they use a champagne yeast or something, so that puts that little weirdness in your brain when you drink it, which I will find out about in a minute. There's one delicious bottle. Jimmy Jazz knows. I'm going to be sad when that's empty, but I'm keeping the bottle. And I've done that many times, unfortunately. I look up on my fridge, I'm like, there's a lot of bottles that are empty there. But I remember they were all good. I can see from here I have a couple of Maker's bottles, a Weller 107 that's empty, the Redbreast PX that's empty, E.H. Taylor, which is empty. So many good bottles. Rip. Oh, there we go. Effervescence, thank you. That's the word. make is real nice. It's basically, for my palate, it's a type of hot cider with, a cinnamon stick in it. That's what I'm getting off this. Not so much candied apple, but definitely sweet. You know what? Oh, gosh. I don't have anything that makes hot cider, do I? No, I don't. That's more of an autumn drink in my mind, or at least stereotypically, but I would have it right now if I could. Hot apple cider with a little bit of this in there. Oh. That'll keep you warm. I'm gonna just put that in the back of my mind there. There we go. Gotta make sure it's in the right spot. There we go. Rough Spirits, congrats on 700. Thank you. Again, it is just by the generosity of others that this channel can grow. So I appreciate everyone who decided to push that button and gives me all the thumbs and such. Because that's how all of this works. Feed the algorithm for me, please. I can't do it myself. I always feel weird having to talk about it, but in essence, that's what it is. Effervescent. It's a relative of mine. Oh. Sounds like trouble. Delightful. I have to pace myself though, even though I did have a bunch of whiskey yesterday. It's bringing me slow a little bit as well, because I did drink a fair amount of whiskey yesterday. I believe I had. These are not full pours. These are just sample sizes, but enough sips of whiskey. It gets up there. I very likely had at least 4 2-ounce pours, so 4 drinks total at least, full solid drinks if I think about all the whiskey I had. But the proof fluctuations is what makes it dangerous. However, I do have a breathalyzer in my car. I check every time I'm driving. I do not drive if it's too high, and it shouldn't be too high because I'm fairly good at keeping control of pacing. That's what I really, not so much here when I'm doing these streams. Like, I'm going to drink 20 whiskeys in 2 hours. No, not a good idea. But in general, I'm very careful with whiskey, and I only ask that you all try to do the same. I'm not going to tell what you do with your life. Just take care of yourself. No one else can, especially when it comes to alcohol. And alcohol is a very slippery slope, which is why I have the dry week, which just ended. And also, another plug, I have a Patreon. If you'd like to join my Patreon, please do. It's $5 a month, and gets you a chance to be a winner. Every quarter after the dry week, I do a special Patreon-only giveaway, and you pretty much get, choice of what you'd like to try in my collection, which I don't do here. Here I pick a few things, and I like to think I do a fairly good job with what might be interesting to people who would like to sample these. So far so good. It's a 50-50 match, though. I like that. That makes it interesting. Sugar Kitty versus Jimmy Jazz at the moment. Whoa. Hold on. I remember why things are in certain places now. I have a habit of putting my glassware down a little too noisily, because I don't think about it. I don't think about how loud that is when I go clunk. Okay. Next is, of course, Loch Lomond, a favorite of mine. I hope you will look forward to this week's video. I forgot what day it was. I'm still going to be editing that either tonight or tomorrow. I've been desperately trying to get videos out early, but time just gets away from me. And I have to be in a very specific state of mind to focus on making videos. And I never know when it's going to happen. Might happen tonight, might happen tomorrow. Might happen Tuesday, I don't know. But I did enjoy that one. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Hold on. Oh, yes, I remember now. I'm not going to tell you. I'll clue you all in, since this is a 700 subscriber thing. I do little things that I don't tell people about in my mind, and with this everything behind me. So every once in a while, I will put a bottle in a certain place to see if anyone notices. Some people have noticed, but not all the time. And I have a couple things that are interesting. One thing I picked up yesterday, you can't see it, but I will be talking about that at some point on a stream. A bottle that was donated to the channel by Cliff Smith. A very generous one, too, because it was one where I passed because of the price, I think. The shipping prices on stuff have gotten a little crazy lately. Some of you may know. Which is why, unfortunately, I had to get to the point where if there weren't enough... It hasn't happened, actually. I think one time it happened, it was pretty close, that I couldn't actually finish the raffle. But tonight already, we've got enough raffle entries so I can not have to worry about hand delivery costs. Gasoline and such for people to get to places and such and such and such. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Looking forward to this one. And as I said yesterday, I'm skipping ahead for each time I do this. Yesterday I went to a Clonakilty tasting at Irene Tan's store. This is not the bottle I bought. I've actually had this for a while. And I believe this gentleman was actually there, and I talked to him. I got his business card. Oh gosh, where did I put that? I think it's in my wallet. I can message him and say how much I enjoyed his tasting. And hopefully there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff coming out of Irene Tan's store that may involve Clonakilty. So stay tuned. Stay here to find out more. I've only heard little things, nothing solid yet. But I'm looking forward to getting more Clonakilty special picks from Irene's store in the future. Oof. Wow, I just shifted gears hard with this. That's malt. It's a malt sweetness. It's like Honey Nut Cheerios or oatmeal with honey in it. Oh, like crackers with honey on them. What is that called? It's like honey wheat crackers. I don't know why I'm getting wheat, but not specifically getting wheat. I'm more thinking of a grain with sweet. I believe that's what I'm thinking of. This is delightful. Oh my gosh. Here it is. This dances on your palate like it was fizzy soda or champagne. That's wild. God damn. And it lingers too. Grief. Well, hello. We're at that range now. Ooh. This is the kind of scotch I like to introduce people to. Like you have some, well, not this proof, of course, but you have something like this. And it's just pleasant. It's just delightful. Adriano, hello. We're doing some work. Ooh, congrats on 700. Thank you very much. Thank you for popping in. I know you're busy with reality and that kind of thing, so thank you for popping in. Cheers to you. It's like there's a fruit note, but I'm not quite sure what kind. It's not quite citrus. It's not tropical. Maybe apple? A little citrusy. It's definitely a white fruit. Like if you bite into it, you see like the, you know, like an apple or a pear or something like that. I don't know what. It's delightful. Look at that. Hell yeah. Damn, it's so good. God damn it. I want to keep it forever. Though I do have to tell everyone again, this, if you've had Black Lemon 12, this is a very different thing. Very different. Which is why it's so unique and delicious. Thankfully, I'm going to a familiar one after this, which is the Clonakilty I was talking about. Four Roses after that, which is very special for me. Like there is a thing I've done with myself over the course of this channel, is every now and then you get that little bit of greed or that little bit of almost selfishness. It's not, but you don't want to like share kind of thing. This is one of those bottles where I would rather not share it, but it's so good that I need to, even if it pains me to give it away. I want other people to try that because it's fantastic. Eve Williams, 700. My, how you have grown. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I really never do, but I just keep doing this. That's all I can do is just keep doing what I'm doing. trying to make the content more engaging, more funny, especially funny. I want whiskey to be something that is enjoyable and also entertaining from me. Other people, I don't know. They're doing their own thing. A lot of competitiveness out there right now in the YouTube whiskey world, which stresses me out. So I'm going to the other end of that, where it's just enjoyment and company and story and hopefully a little bit of laughter. At least a little. I'm sorry. Roy did an amazing pick. Oh, there we go. It's like white grapes. That's what it is. Oh, I haven't had a white grape in a while. I like grapes. I like grapes, but I don't like having to deal with grapes. Oh man, it's delightful. That's what it is. White grapes. Or green grapes, sorry. Thinking of white wine and green grapes in my head. It's not helpful. Next on our menu, as soon as I sip the last of this, we're going up a notch here. We're going to freaking the Queen's Jam Whiskey Mentors pick. You don't know who Whiskey Mentors is? It's whiskey without the E. Mentors on Facebook and Instagram. I suggest you get into that, especially if you're in the New England area. I am not being paid to say this. I just know I go there relatively frequently, all of that, and get to try some delicious whiskey and pour whiskey for other people occasionally, and just chit chat about it. And it is freaking fantastic to be able to try this kind of stuff and get some. I'm very fortunate that her store is so close, where I get to just be a participant in a delightful amount of whiskey that she's getting. And she has at least, what was it, 5? Yeah, it was 4 other bottles of Clonakilty, all different finishes. One of them was wild. I don't remember exactly what it was, but compared to the other ones, it just shifted completely away from it. Damn it! I think it began with P something. It was something interesting, but I know she has a port finish, which I think this one is. Yeah, this is the port finished, and this she has a sherry finish. And what was the other one? There's 3 others, but I don't remember what they are. Rum. One of them was rum. That was wild. Most of my favorite smaller whiskey tube channels are taken off. I need to find some underground channels. Pretty much. I know there are a lot of channels that do hangouts, and those are kind of fun for some people. If you've been here a while, I get stressed out if there are too many people on the screen. It's a very similar feeling to if there are too many people in a room and I don't have enough space between myself and others. It's weird. Well, it's not weird. It's very natural for me. Like, I would rather not be surrounded by people if I can avoid it. And seeing too many faces and too many social things happening, it's confusing and disorienting at times, so I just avoid it mostly. Occasionally I'll pop in other streams, but that's really where I think a lot of fun is for people interaction, is getting to be in chat and also talking with other people just on the screen, which is why I like to do, I don't want to call them interviews, that's not right. Hangouts, like have a guest channel, show up and just chit chat and drink whiskey. I love it. Sean just celebrated 1,500, was watching him and he like 50 subs. Yep. It's wild. It's one of those things where if you just do this for a while, momentum does happen occasionally, but there is some degree of consistency. That's the hard part, because YouTube/Google doesn't want you to just get 1,000 subscribers. It wants you to get 1,000 subscribers and have a significant amount of watch time. So they want you to have the subscribers and make sure those people are watching what you're doing. If you have 1,000 subscribers and they're not interested in watching your stuff, well, what are you doing? That's why I am attempting to get some degree of regular content. So weekly, Wednesday stuff is what I'm trying to do, along with, of course, streaming twice a week. Top Dog, cheers, congratulations, thank you, Top Dog. As I said, it's not the place, it's the people. No, that's from the Thor movie. It's all of you who are subscribed and like to watch this and hang out and drink whiskey, who really create the channel and move it forward. As I said, all I can do is just keep trying to do what I'm doing. That's all I got. Yeah. All right, next. Clan Kilty. That's what I was saying. I'm trying to forget. And again, there's a raffle going on. Please, at KillCo, if you go through one of the alternate routes. Such as, oh, hi. I want to think I just saw something incorrectly, but I don't. I know who it is who does this to me because they just like to see me squirm. I think. Eva Williams, thank you very much. I've been thinking about that for a few days, by the way. I was like, is that going to happen again? That's not going to happen. That's silly. Why would that? My brain doesn't comprehend that level of generosity. Eva Williams, thank you. Again. Oh, I don't want to think about it too much. So, yeah, that happened. Well, that's going to help for my Texas trip, so thank you for that. And if you didn't know, I will be going to Texas at the end of this month for Whiskey Somm Level 2, so I can be even more fancy about whiskey and have a giant golden chain. Didn't catch all the lives, but definitely watching. Oh, cheers, but thank you, Top Dog, again. I appreciate it. I want people to want to be here, and if that's all I can do, well, I did it right. And I want some people who are just insane to be here with a level of generosity I don't understand. But I do know when that happens to me, the one thing I have to tell myself is if I could do that, I would. So I do appreciate that kind of madness. Thank you very much. Again, I don't even know how to handle that. More bottles to buy. No. But definitely some things are going to be better now because of that. I appreciate it. Independent Joe, hello. It's always a pleasure to see you. Welcome to this madness. Tell a friend and have them tell a friend. Mama KillCo, believe it or not, I did tell a few people about the channel recently, and they did get subscribers through it, which is always surprising. Whew. Because doing it in real time is really weird. What am I doing? My brain just went to mud from what just happened there. Cripes. Eva Williams, again, you're evil, but in the best way possible. I appreciate it. Man. I'm gonna get emotional. No, I'm not. I don't have any emotions. It's a joke. Of course I do. Yeah. Adriana, that's happened. He's been doing that for a while. I'm still not used to that happening. So it helps out more than he probably will never know. Or they probably will ever know. A little bit. With that, Jesus. Pour a little bit of that in the glass. Oh, yes. That is Christmas cake, just like it says. It's Queen's Jam. Well, it says jam, but it makes me think of Christmas cake. Oh, yes. I had... What's really great, it's like, man, this is amazing. I feel like I just had it yesterday. I did. I was actually pouring some for people yesterday. That's been my fun part about going to Irene's, is occasionally being the not somm. I'm definitely not somming people, but I'm helping other people enjoy whiskey, which is always awesome. Oh, That's hilarious. So you may not know, this is comedy. Hi. I'll just do my streams like this. Sound good? So from that recent contribution to this channel, my brain went sideways. And what just happened there? I had put water in my glass to clean it. Completely, like, everything went blank because of what happened. And then I put some Clan Kilty in my glass. So I had whiskey and water for a moment there. It was actually kind of nice. And I could still smell the whiskey. Now we'll just have the whiskey by itself. That was hilarious. It's actually good. I mean, I just, chugged it back. But if you do drink whiskey, I do recommend changing things up with some whiskey. Like if you want to go for a higher proof thing, add some water, put it on the rocks, that kind of thing. And one thing I've tried, which I'm fairly certain, again, this is not something I've thought about in a while, but I know a lot of distillers who have to go through their own product will proof down their whiskey a lot, to make it just a whiskey and water almost. So if you've never had just whiskey and water, like half and half almost, ratio-wise, do it. Maybe even on ice. It's actually really refreshing. And it gives a whole other spectrum, lighter spectrum, or enhances certain parts of it that make it really interesting just to try once or twice. I like it in the summer, in the hotter months when I want whiskey, but I don't want to just drink straight whiskey when it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit. No, thank you. Adriania, I'm very happy I got to send you that picture of Knob Creek. It was delightful. I had it because you couldn't. That's what I do. I do it for you. Every time I'm going to drink Knob Creek, I'll think of you, Adriana. And how I wish you could be there to drink it with me. Yes, that's right. Someday we'll get you and Nick up here. Ugh. Obfuscation to disguise the source. No. How dare they? I don't know what's going on. That's better. I could still smell the Clonakilty when I had like half and half water there. This smells much better. Independent Joe, thank you. You're always on top of the modding. Yes, the Patreon is the place to be. I do a lot of lenses, so you get to see my face a lot. If that should be a good thing, I think. So I do lenses. I do posts occasionally about a variety of different things, of course. Oh, and I did want to raise a glass before I forget, which I will. I have to look up her name because my name is terrible. Or my name is terrible. Because I'm terrible with names. Flip that one around. Cool runnings. Cheers, folks. Hello. Welcome to this. Yes, was considered. He is a legend of Whiskey Tube, just popping in and be like, "Hi, how are you?" There we go. I think that was it. Yes. I don't know how to say her last name, Judy Human, but she was a activist for disability rights, as in, not to get too serious, but if you think about the kind of things that are out there right now that we take for granted. Handicap parking spots, sidewalks that have a slope, so if you're in a wheelchair, you can, get through without too much of a problem. That sort of thing. Rights for disabilities for the job, like what job you can do. You can't be hired. I can't not be hired because you are disabled. That sort of thing. She was someone who advocated for this in the 60s and 70s. I think it was the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. She had been advocating for this kind of thing all her life. And unfortunately, she passed away just recently at the age of 75. But I wanted to raise a glass to her in the memory of what she did, because for people like me, for people with physical disabilities, we couldn't live in a certain way. Like I couldn't get support that I do from the government if it weren't for her advocates who helped create laws and rights for those with disabilities of every kind. It's nuts. American with Disabilities Act. That's right, sure, Kitty. I knew it was in my... Yeah, there it is. But she did pass away recently, unfortunately. But there's also a movie out there I watched about her and all her friends and how they came together and made this amazing community of people with disabilities in a time where people with disabilities were just kind of shunned and ignored, and people just felt bad for them. Ugh. I try not to do that. I am sympathetic to people with disabilities, just like myself, and people with physical disabilities, stuff I couldn't even imagine trying to deal with. But we all have to deal with something in our own ways. So she was a legend in advocating for disability rights, and you just don't hear enough about that these days. So cheers to her and her memory and everything she's done. Cool runnings, thank you. And I just keep doing stuff here. I hope people come along. Oh, that's so good. Whoa. Biking Bourbon, hello. Biking Bourbon, every time I see you, I want to ride my bike. I swear I'm going to do it this year. I'm getting in better shape. I wonder... Ooh. Ah, shit. All right, you just gave me a thought, Biking Bourbon. The place I go to exercise has moved recently, and it was actually pretty close. We're talking 2 miles from where I live, so I could have ridden my bike there, but I never did. And now they've moved to a different location that is twice as far away. But that's still, you know, what, 5 miles, 6? I can do that. Go there, exercise, ride on back. It can be done. It'll just be a little difficult. I put that on the list of things I can do. Yes, Whiskey and Center has been trekking around. I think I'm tired and been doing a lot. I'm supposed to do this every 15 minutes, but I'm really bad at it. So, thank you. That's another way to keep this channel running is all those damn thumbs. Feed the algorithm. I can't. Biking Bourbon. I wish I could have talked to you about 4 or 5 years ago. I was riding my bike 20-something on miles, traveling all around a bunch of areas in Rhode Island, driving to Ocean Drive, riding my bike to Ocean Drive in Newport and back. And I still wasn't losing weight, but that was because of medication I was taking, unfortunately, which I didn't know at the time. So, fun. All right, next on our list. Oh, yes, thank you. Again, there's a raffle going on. Keep forgetting. $5 gets you 1 entry, and so far it's pretty good. It's a head-to-head right now, half and half. Sugar Kitty and Jimmy Jazz have entered. They are verses, and they have the same amount of tickets, so it's literally 50-50. This madness. Look at this. I don't even know how to deal with that. I don't want to think about it. The only bad part is the rabbit takes a cut. Stupid rabbit, how dare you. That's all right. I don't think it's too bad. However, the rabbit takes a smaller cut than YouTube would, so ha ha ha. I say it's fair. Oh, that is so goddamn good. Ah, sorry. Oh, Ben. It is. I don't remember if I said this at all, but I do have the Queen Jam at home. I don't know who I was talking to, but someone. I wasn't quite sure. Maybe it was Darrell, where I wasn't sure which bottle I had. I would love to have all 5 of them, but they are not cheap. I think each bottle was $70 at least. So, a little out of my price range, and I've already been doing silly stuff with freaking buying bottles as of late. Denbu, thank you very much. Yes, it is, Adriana. We had some good food last night. We had some good whiskey. I'm pretty tired because there's a lot of socializing. Probably one of the first times in a while that I have gone out on a Saturday with people to have dinner. Cause in a city, in Providence, I might add. Not my favorite place to be because traffic and driving and cars and people. Well, but I had a good time. Here we are. This is the one I don't want to share with you, for the record. I don't mean that personally, but I want all this one. I would love another. This is one of the few bottles I wish I had bought 3 of them. You know, I wish I had more. I wish I had known. But I wasn't even sure I was going to like this one to the level I do. That was hurt my ears. There was a squeaker. Oh, the lady next door. I'll just pour a little extra. The lady next door is vacuuming. Of course she is. Adriana, it's hard. I know I stopped riding my bicycle not because I wanted to, but I got spooked, and it really doesn't take much for me to get, rethink the idea of having fun and riding my bike everywhere. When you almost get hit by a car, that makes you take. It's like, wow, that could have been the end. I think I'll just put the bike aside for now. But what I really need to do is find a place where I can ride. And I think the worst part about riding bikes these days is nothing's really designed for it. You know, there's not as many bike paths as you would like there to be, especially around here. I can ride on the roads, but the roads are small and sketchy, and there's potholes, and there's Rhode Island, so People drive like idiots. All in all, I do want to ride my bike again, though. I just have to remember. There's actually one bike path place in Bristol. The only problem is I would have to pack up my bike into my car, drive to Bristol, and then go on the bike path. That's a nice bike path. It goes all the way to Providence, I think. Not that you know how far that is, but it's, a distance. A fair distance. My only problem is having to put my bike in the car because I hate doing that. I really do. Like dismantling it, taking off the tire, putting it in the trunk. Stressful. Yep, Bristol to Providence. Mount KillCo knows. I've had some nice rides on that bike path. And unfortunately, my my PC, what is it? She's not a doctor, but she's a nurse practitioner, but it's like a yearly physical thing. It's not major. My point is, they did tell me I should get some exercise for cardio. And that means biking. I do spin classes, though. Oh, Amsterdam, Jimmy Jazz, don't tell me. I know. I would love to visit Amsterdam. 2 minutes behind. Who do you think you're calling people? You are people. You're people I met. In person. Doesn't happen very often. Ooh. This is definitely a change from the Irish whiskey. Oh my god. The oak note is prominent after having such a fruit Irish whiskey like that one. I believe these are the two that are the same percentage or as the other ones? 57.1. No, it's the next two. So the 57 is this one. Please be careful, Brian. Don't pick it up so fast. And then the Lone Elm is next, which is the same percentage. It's so good. I don't want to share this one. Oh my gosh. It's almost the perfect bourbon for me, this bottle. That's why I drank it so fast. It is just cinnamon spice, little bit of oak, lovely vanilla, slight fruitiness, a little bit of like raspberries or strawberries or red fruits. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm okay. Hello. Welcome back. What? I would love to. That's one of my little blips in my head to go to a different country where they have a completely different transportation system. Like everyone's bicycling or taking the subway or taking the train or whatever it happens to be. And it's a different thing. Like it's, how do I put this nicely? A functioning infrastructure. There could have been a lot done with American infrastructure and the transportation system if trains were a little more better handled, but they weren't. No, sure, Kitty. It is a special bottle that I picked up at the distillery, is what I can tell you. Four Roses Distillery. It is an OESV, so I think that's one of their standard releases. However, let's see how long I can do this for. Come on. Read the words. See the letters with your mind. You can do it. I believe in you. Maybe I don't believe you. I believe maybe we can figure this out. Oh, it doesn't like words. I need both hands. Hold on. I do this a lot, by the way. Get angry at the camera for not focusing. There we go. OESV, 20% mash bill, delicate fruit, delightful. And it was picked by Brent Elliott, the master distiller. Oak, vanilla balanced perfectly with light berries and apricot. It was its flavors 11-year, 5-month-old bourbon. Bright flavors unfold in the palate into a lingering finish of light rye and cinnamon. Enjoy. It is freaking delicious. I want another one so bad. Yes, OESV. And I believe the other one I have on my here is the OESO. I picked it up earlier, but that's what I think it is. And that one's mostly corn. This one is not. I just, the only thing I need to know in my life is OESV is what I'm going to look for the rest of my life. If I think I'm trying to hunt down those Four Roses bottles, OESV is a definite grab, no matter how much it hurts. Well, maybe not no matter, but I was fortunate enough to be at the distillery. I think that was $90 for that bottle again. Probably a little more expensive since I was at the distillery, but oh my gosh, so worth it. This is one of the few bottles I can ever say is worth the price. $90 for that? Yes. I would like to pay less. I would love to pay $50, but still, I can definitely be like, yep, that was worth it because I was at the distillery. It's a pick from the master distiller, and it is amazing. It's one of the few bottles I've ever had in my collection where I don't want to share. But because I don't want to share, I should absolutely share with others because it is delicious. Adriana, let me know if you like it. It does have some rye spice to it, but not so much that I would say it is serious noticeable. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully not for you. I would love for you to love Four Roses. Then we could like geek out about Four Roses. It is a wonderful place in Kentucky. Oh my God, I want more of this right now. Oh yeah, Tiny Tito's. I agree. I would, as I said, I would like to pay $50 if I could, but because of what they are, it never really happens. B-E-B. I see, Sugar Kitty. We're getting into the area of me not knowing things. I know. I think it's Bourbon Night's latest video, or one of their latest videos. They did an OESQ they found somehow. But what I have here is the OESV, which is the one I seem to prefer. And then I'm going to grab it because I'm talking about it. So, oh, my spine. I already need to see the chiropractor again. This one, come on now. This one was a pick. It's an OESO, single barrel. This one, of course, is 75% corn mash bill. Rich fruit. I had some more sweet to me. I'm getting a lot of corn sweetness on this one. And less fruit compared to that one. But again, store pick, actual distiller. There's definitely a difference there. Whether I like it or not. Oh, this is so good. I want more. I could just live with this bottle for the rest of the night, but I won't. We got 2 left. Again, I know there's a lot going on in Whiskey Tube right now, so get your tickets in while you can, and I will get in touch somehow or another. But already this night's been a little crazy. If you can't tell. Almost forgot. Again. Oh my gosh. So good. What I do wonder, I haven't done this yet. I'm not going to do this now, but I'm thinking about it. I want to pair this up against the 2021 LE that I got, just to see what I feel the difference would be, which one I actually would like more. I'm fairly certain this one would win. Almost hands down. I know the other one was really good, but it was kind of punchy. There's something about it that just hit differently. Four Roses via Bullet Picks, though. Bullet. Ugh. I'm ready to take a nap now. Jesus. I've been too active lately. I even told Patreon before this. It's like, I'm kind of tired. But if I do a giveaway, I try to make it a 2-hour stream. I know I do collide into other streamers, but I've told myself, and I will tell you, I don't like saying it, but I cannot worry about what other people are doing on YouTube. I will never be able to do anything if I do that. But I am glad to see some people are actually doing stuff tonight. I think it's Bourbon Night. I believe I saw 4 Leaf is doing something. So say hi to them for me. Scott Moody, cheers. Hello. Welcome to this. Our 700 subscriber celebration. Certainly. I'm not going to do that anymore. Wow. I don't know if that's being picked up by the mic, but crazy lady next door is vacuuming. Hopefully she won't do it again, but I know she will. She has a really bad habit of doing it at 11 p.m. at night, because, of course, that's the perfect time to vacuum. Oh, also, I just looked at something on the side there. I hope you will look, I said this earlier, but I hope you will look forward to the rest of this month. I know all of you are getting flooded with Irish whiskey stuff, but this is the only time of the year where I'm very, on it with Irish whiskey, and we got some good stuff this year. I thought I outdid myself last year with the Jameson 18 year, It's still back there. I haven't really touched it since. It's right. Where is it? Hold on. This one. Well, not this one. That's Eagle Rare. But behind the giant Eagle Rare bottle is Jameson 18-year-old. That's the one I did last year as the big Irish whiskey bottle. This year, on the other hand, well, let's just say there was a lot that showed up in front of me suddenly. Whew. OESK. OESO. Oh my god. There's too many of them. I can't keep track. So I don't. But I do know I like the OESV one. Yes, the OESV is the one I like, apparently. It's delightful. I also have to keep in mind, I am just off a dry week, so I need to be careful with how quickly I am drinking all these very high proof whiskeys. With that, though, I'm going to be moving on to the Lone Elm. Zenbud, I believe she used to, that was her job for a while at some point in her life, where she'd actually clean other people's places. Oh, that doesn't, sorry. I checked PayPal just a second ago, and well, it got a little wild, as you know. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Again, if you've donated through directly PayPal or Venmo, do tell. Otherwise, I might miss it. I do not want to do that, because you need to get your entries in. There we go. Jazz, answer key, cool. Cool. Booyah. All right, Eva Williams, it took a $25 cut. Well, $24.03. That's not, I can, that's okay. The rabbit can have it. But that's funny. I still don't know exactly what that percentage is, but I think they have a limit or a cap. Forget about it. I'm not going to worry about that. We've already made that up with donations that have happened tonight. Twice. Okay, next. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Zenbu, tell me how Hawaii was. I was thinking of you. I put this shirt on because I knew you'd been to Hawaii. And it's my Stitch shirt. And I want to be in Hawaii, apparently. I'm done with the cold. Oof. Excuse me. Yeah, that was the water. Now, this bottle. This is the one that was donated by Jason Busey. I haven't seen it in a minute, but I hope he's well. Again, I don't look at Facebook, so if stuff's happening in people's lives on Facebook, I don't know about it. And this is a Whiskey Crusaders pick. You should. Most of you have an idea of Whiskey Crusaders is, I think. There we go. Okay. Just a touch of this one, because we're getting higher and higher proof, if you haven't noticed. There we go. Okay. This is about the amount of sample sizes I was doing yesterday. This is a wheat whiskey. If you haven't had Lone Elm, I do recommend you look into it. I was initially not really a big fan. And Texas whiskey does have its own thing, but they're doing a lot of fun stuff. And I think a lot of their stuff is actually local. So they're trying to do a locally, kind of like Still Austin. They try to do local stuff, grain-wise. I don't know if that's what they did with this one, but I did get to meet someone who's representing them at Irene Tan's store sometime last year, probably. Was this winter wheat? Yeah, winter wheat. Delightful. And that was given to me at the Bastards Ball. Or not at the Bastards Ball, but when I went to Texas in 2021, Whiskey Crusaders did give it to me. And I was like, oh, thanks. Yay. And it's very good. Again, it does have the Texas kick. It is very dark, as you can tell. Woof, Jesus. It's oak forward. This is more Knob Creek-ish. So, Adriana, hopefully I will send you a sample of this at some point. Or at least some Lone Elm if you haven't had it. I think you'd like it. Oh, man. It's making me think of the Oreo cookie, like the actual cookie. not the vanilla inside, which is basically what the cookie is made of. As a whole, it's like the dark chocolate cookie thing, and then just like vanilla, sugar cream, and then another one. But strictly the actual cookie part. It's got the campfire vibe. Zenbu, we had 3 beautiful days on the beach. Go to Volcano National Park. Be prepared to be cold and soaked. Wow. Does it rain there a lot? Eee. I've never been to Hawaii, by the way. That's Zenbu recently was traveling. They just got back yesterday, I believe, or this morning, actually. Ugh. I think the farthest I've traveled by plane is to get to Vegas. That's it. Wow. Wow. Oh. What a ride that is. Whoa. Texas is doing wild stuff, folks. Oh, what does that make me? It's basically dark cocoa. Oh, it's Cocoa Puffs. It's like if Cocoa Puffs did dark chocolate style. Are Cocoa Puffs still around? I don't even know. Kids cereal is not my main thing anymore. Should be. I like cereal. I just don't. I probably shouldn't have a bowl full of sugar for breakfast, you know. Wow, quite the shift. Four Rose is such a nice sweet spiciness. This one's dense and dry. And dark chocolate. Or cocoa. Dark chocolate cocoa. Cocoa Puffs. It's got a very specific vibe. I did a video about this, by the way. All of these... Wait, hold on. I gotta check. 1, 2, 3. Most of these have videos. So if you are interested, hopefully you can look up, KillCo, Maker's Mark Candied Apple, KillCo, Loch Lomond. Actually, Loch Lomond I didn't do. I just opened that because it's just for me. The Clonakilty, the Four Roses Single Barrel, the Lone Elm, the Nulu. I don't think I did the Midwinters. I think I did the actual Midwinters I purchased, and it wasn't this one. So they're all out there if you want to get my full jibber jabber about how I experienced the whiskeys for the first time. The Four Roses one in particular is and that wasn't that long ago. That was in February. Again, February. This was opened in February. I've given away 1 sample of it. That's it, not including this one. So it's been in my glass a few times. But don't make me want to go to Hawaii. I think I'd just burn. But there are a bunch of places I'd like to go someday. Like if this channel really does take off in any way, shape, or form, and I'm able to travel in a way that I would love to do. One, it would stress me out a lot. That's the first part. But places like Japan, Hawaii would be interesting. I'd like to go to London. I'd like to go to Scotland and Ireland, of course. Those are staples. I don't know if I'd like to go to New Zealand or Australia. Those are really far away and they're really hot. And there's a lot of things that want to kill you there, which doesn't, animals and such that want to do that. But again, I live in America, so there's a lot of crazy shit right now. What else? I think I'd like to see Germany, just because freaking Germany. They've had a lot of history, to say the least. What else? Norway. I like the idea of seeing Alaska. That could be fun. Someone like me who likes to escape and get away from everyone. Alaska might be a nice choice. Go on a cruise someday. That's on the list. There's a lot of maybes and hopefuls in my mind there. I don't know if I really like a cruise, though. Being stuck on one floating platform that's on the middle of the ocean. With no way to escape, actually. You cannot get away from other people other than to hide in your little room. That would be the only thing I could do. Kentucky's really nice. I've been there twice now, so Kentucky's a wonderful place to visit. I don't know if I want to visit Tennessee. I know they have some whiskey stuff there, but nothing that would really catch my attention to actually travel there. I'd like to visit Missouri. That's because my friend Greg lives in Missouri. I haven't actually seen his house yet. He got that 2 years ago, I think. Oy. Woof. I thought I was still drinking the Four Roses for a moment. Nope. Wow. That's delightful. And again, if you'd like to get on the raffle, I keep remembering I'm doing that. $5 to get you in. Right now it's 50-50. So it's like a flip of a coin sort of thing. We'll see who wins. We still have about 45 minutes. I have hit the 15-minute mark. I'm supposed to do this. Please, if you haven't, I'm sure you have, but the one problem with hitting a goal in the Whiskey Tube world is it's 700, and it's like, now I got to get 750 and 800 and 900 and 1,000. 1,000 is the goal. If I can get to 1,000, I will be content. I will still be, interested in getting more than that, but getting monetized would be nice. But of course, I'd have to keep up with the watch hours, which means I still do streams and videos for a long time. Combination of the fjord like Norway, geothermal like Yellowstone, a lot of other interesting bits in between. But a North country second. Yeah. I mean, again, I have, just Ireland itself is a heritage thing. I did the, 23andMe or something like that, some DNA thing. Gives me a vague idea of where my ancestry is from. That would be nice. To visit some places where it's like my lineage started somewhere around here. Especially with a name like Kalevi, so very Irish. So I'm looking forward to that someday, maybe. We'll see. The world is a strange place, and travel is getting more and more expensive, unfortunately. I had wanted to do a bunch of different things this year. Texas. I'm going to Texas twice. That's pretty much all the travel I'm doing. 1 for Whiskey Somming, and 2 for Bastard's Ball, hopefully. Unless there are any dramatic changes. But that will be fun. But I do want to visit places like Vegas occasionally. I know there was an event last year in Vegas for Whiskey Tube stuff. And then, of course, Missouri, it was my friend Greg. Ireland, Scotland, all that. You can get 1,000 bottle chug. No, Eve Williams. I do not encourage bottle chugging. It's a maybe. It would be a 40% thing, but I'd rather not encourage that kind of behavior. Personally, I mean, that's really dangerous. You just glug glug. You've just had 4 to 5 ounces of alcohol in your system immediately. Blah. Scotch, interesting, nice sugar kitty. I don't remember exactly what I know. It's mostly Irish. I have to check. I haven't actually looked at 23andMe in a while, but it's always weird where it's like you have a cousin, except they're 10 times removed from you, and you share less than 1% DNA, but they're your cousin. It's like, okay. I'm trying to think of a good one. It would be my, I don't know if this is a real one, but this is the kind of thing I'm thinking about. My mother's sister's daughter's children, that kind of thing, and that's an easy one. But where it's such a weird branch off into things, I kind of love it. DNA is strange. We live in a weird world where it's like, hey, you are somehow related to this person you've never met in your life. However, I would never have known. That's the fun part. I would have never known all these people who I'm somehow genetically related to. It's wild. Next and last and last and first and last. We have a Nulu pick from It's Bourbon Night. This is one I did purchase through them because I'm a patron of theirs. It was probably 2 years ago now. When is it? Does it tell me when it was bottled? This is a 5-year. This is basically MGP, I believe. But I like MGP, so that's okay. New Noir, delightful stuff. Again, the ladle is what really sold me. I didn't know anything about Nulu. I still really don't. But I know they got good stuff. And this is a single barrel select. 59.2%. 5 years, 4 months. This is bottle 12, apparently. But this one's been delightful. As you can tell, I've kind of slowed my roll with a lot of these. I actually have one bottle. I don't know if this is an official thing yet, but for the moment, at least, tonight, at the very least, I've decided to call this area up here This is the Kill Zone. One, I'll put a bottle up here if you watch my videos, which I think you do. I'll put the bottle up here I'm reviewing just so you can see it. But for the moment, this is the Kill Zone. This is where a bottle's really low. And I need to be reminded that I need to get rid of it. This in particular, though, I thought about doing for the giveaway. But it's bourbon in the middle. It's Chad and Sarah again. And this is one of the regular Elijah Craig picks. So, do it, do it, do it. Yep, 46% or 47%. So not a high proof one, but very good. But it needs to go. It needs to go. I mean, that's what, 2 to 3 drinks? We hit 1,000 subscribers tonight. I drink the rest of this. No. No. None of that. That's kind of why I did it. I mean, I do not have the ability to focus on figuring out a family tree, especially because most of my elderly family is gone. So I didn't really know my grandfathers, and I was fortunate enough to know my grandmothers until they were both about 90, 94 maybe for one of them, maybe 97. I don't think they got 97, but that was it. That was it. I didn't, like, one of my grandfathers, name never met. He died before I was born. One, I think I knew him for 3 years. Like, from the ages of 1 to 3, I had actually talked to him and met him. Don't know if that counts, but so a lot of the knowledge is gone about, them telling us exactly who's what. And they did have sisters and brothers and that kind of thing. So it all gets very scattered very early. The other thing I did 23andMe about was to make sure there wasn't any, like, I have mental health problems, so I would like to know if they can find a genetic marker for that. So far they can't, but for the most part, I don't have any serious issues. I think there was a slightly increased chance of Alzheimer's, so at some point I might not know any of this. All the more reason to do the videos and live streams, so at least it's recorded somewhere. So someday when I'm 150, I can look back on these days. If I ever get there. 1790s, a dad back 1055. Jeez. Oh, there you go, Tricky. That's the way to do it. Like, if you got on it early, more power to you. I did not. I get a little spurt. I get a, what do you call it? Hyperfixate on something. So every now and then I'll fixate on, the family tree and genetics of it and who's what and what's who. But then it fizzles out in about a week, if that. All right, folks, we have, a little over 30 minutes. So get in your votes, get in your raffle tickets while you can. I have no idea how many people are in chat, but hopefully it's more than 2. That's all I worry about. I see a couple names, so at least that's that. But so far it's head-to-head tie between Jimmy Jazz and Sugar Kitty. So if you want to break the 50-50, you can. I don't encourage it specifically. Tonight's been a night already. I don't even know how to deal with it. I still haven't quite processed it. Napoleon came along and destroyed all the records, so most of it goes back to about 1650 or so. That's it. Yeah, that's the only reason I think the genetic thing is what the ways to go. 3 Whiskey Saint, hello, cheers, Schwelcome. Or the Whiskey Saint. The there we go, I got it. Schwelcome to this madness. We are drinking a bunch of whiskeys, which are delicious. All of them, which makes it very complicated. But these, actually, no, only one. None of the, sorry. These all have had their time with me. The Midwinter Night's Dram is half empty. The Clonakilty is half empty. The Four Roses is half empty. The Lone Elm is almost half empty. And the Nulu is about half empty. So these have all had a good amount of run time with me, which is part of the reason I am trying to share them. Is I can finish them, but it's just me. I can only drink so much whiskey in a sensible fashion. Tonight and last night are basically the only nights I've indulged a bit. Especially when I know I didn't quite add up the percentages. Whoa, hi. There you go. Independent Joe's added one Yes. Do it. Hey, that's all it takes, man. I've done it before. It just takes one entry. I think I won the Weller 107 somehow by doing that. Just one entry, and that was it. That's what got it to me. It was wild. Oh. Eva Williams isn't in it. His note was, congrats on the milestone. No entries for me. So, yeah. Evan Williams, bottle and bond. Or, sorry, Eva Williams, bottle and bond. Oh. Yes. I forgot how good that is. Damn it. That was chocolate. That was caramel chocolate swirl with vanilla ice cream. Oh, God. Sorry. I'm drinking a lot of good whiskey tonight, folks. There is no other better way to celebrate a milestone on a channel than to drink some of your favorite, or at least favorite storied whiskeys. And that's what these are. All of them have a story. All of them have been in my hands for a while, except for the Four Roses and the Maker's Mark. But most of them do have a little history. They've been here for at least a year-ish. And they are all delightful. And I cannot describe well enough. Well, I can try, but for the most part, I would love for you to try these. That's it. That's why I'm doing this, because I know I love them. I know they're all delightful, or at least interesting. They all have a wonderful story. And of course, if you do win these, you can ask me what they are. I've talked about them through the streams, but a lot of them are donations, a lot of them are special scenarios or interests or just luck. I even thought about putting in the Bakers, which is back there somewhere up top, because that has a funny story. But I have two in here already that are the Kentucky versions, the Maker's Mark, the Hand Dip, and the Four Roses for the special bottle that I saw just on the shelf while I was at their distillery. So lucky me. Also good. The Nulu especially just surprised the hell out of me just now. For such a high proof, it doesn't drink like it. And I know it is MGP. Well, I feel as if it's MGP, which is always freaking good. I can't read what's going on here. You miss the shots you never take. True. It says that on there. Zenbu, thank you very much. Again, I only want people to try this. And again, as I said, unintentionally, a lot of other stuff is going on tonight on the Whiskey Tubes. But this is what I can offer you. And it's a choice. I haven't quite poured the samples yet. It's going to be in these size. That's what, because they have to be smaller so I can get them to you easier. But here we go. These little devils. And these are all sample sized. You get 7 of those. They're fine. Do not wash these in the dishwasher should you get them. It doesn't work. They don't do well in dishwashers. And I mean, you will not be able to use them again if you do that. I did that with what is it? I have a coffee maker, and I put one of the pieces into the dishwasher, and basically the measuring part, like the outside had measuring on it, and that got taken off very fast by the hot water. Hot water and soap obliterated that. I'm talking about dishes because I need to remind myself I have to do the dishwasher after this. So there you go. I feel like I should end the stream now, but I won't. I want to. I'm like, oh, it's been an hour and a half. But I do want to give everyone a chance to get in. And that means staying a little longer. I will end the stream maybe a little earlier. Well, not in the stream, but I will end the Raffle giveaway at about 8:50, we'll say. So that's 20 minutes to get your entry in for this chaos. Because tonight's been one of those nights where I start the stream and I think, well, we'll see what happens, and then things happen that I thought wouldn't happen, and I don't process it. Like, I turn off the stream and I still can't quite process it. We'll see. Tomorrow's another day. Oh, and again, please, good vibes, prayers, thoughts, whatever the heck you want to do to keep your thoughts. Send good vibes to Mama KillCo and Papa KillCo. They're doing stuff tomorrow that involves doctors and just stressing. Hello. You're a cousin from Boston. 4 entries are hanging easy. All right. Thank you. I love that. Well, I'm typing them all out. Same thing over and over again. There we go. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. I use those little tabby things. I forget what they're called, the pods. Well, the problem is I use a pod for dishwasher, and all I can think about is how stupid people are to think they should eat Tide Pods. That was the thing that happened in this life, in this world. I don't know why, but it was. It's one of those things that kind of blipped across my radar and went, why? Thankfully, the years sped by, and everyone kind of forgot about it. Those were wild times, folks. I'm going to do a little research here. I'm going to put some labels on these giveaway sample things, so now I know exactly what they are. And these are blind. I used to actually do the full, kind of like this, like I'd put this much information on one little label, and didn't like it. Didn't work out well. I ran out of tape very fast, and this tape crap isn't cheap, unfortunately. So now what will happen when you win these, I will give you a blind. So you will get one of these filled with whiskey, I promise. And you won't know what it is, but I will tell you. You just have to ask. But I do think people like getting blind samples. It is one of those things that makes me feel a little sketch about doing it, but honestly, I just want people to try these. And I think part of the fun about blind flights and blind whiskey in general is getting to know your preference better. Although there are times in my life where I've gotten blinded by whiskeys, and I've been very upset with myself afterwards. I specifically am thinking about being at the Psalm 1 class, and I was getting a weird nose off the bottle, or off the glassware or something. I don't know what the hell was happening. I think I was just stressed. But I couldn't even pick out Redbreast 12. What the And the benefit of the doubt there is, of course, I was under a significant amount of stress because I don't do schooling well. I don't do classroom settings, even though Wizard Academy is not strictly a classroom feel. It's actually very welcoming and cozy, and just staying there. God, I can't talk enough about how awesome it is to just go to Wizard Academy and just be there. I mean, the Whiskey Vaults is within walking distance, and you're allowed to get in there yourself for research purposes after you become a whiskey somm. That's great. And then if you're staying on campus, you can just wander over to Crowded Barrel, hang out there, have some drinks, talk to amazing staff. Gay Turk, hello. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. We were just talking about you yesterday. I think in a good way. I think we were at a restaurant that Darrell took you to. That was fun. Got to hang out with Darrell and Ben yesterday. My brain is fading. Information is not getting through as fast as it should. Laundry strips are the first for washing your clothes. No plastic jugs. Strips or pods? I've never heard of laundry strips. I would use whatever that is. I mean, I don't care. Just throw it in the laundry and come back later. For the record, me doing laundry is a complicated task because I am fortunate enough that I live on the first floor and the laundromat is down the hallway. Probably less than 50 steps to get there. Hello. I'm in. Third cousin once removed on the Irish side. Excellent. Michael Snyder, thank you for that. Did I say that right? Sure. I hope so. There is no way for me for you to correct the pronunciation there easily. Hold on. Whiskey strips. Yes, do it. That'd be weird. All right. And that is for 4 entries, I think. Hold on. Yes, 4. Blech. Someday I'll have other people do this moderating way, but I don't like to, you know, get people who have other stuff to do with their lives to have to worry about something like this. So I do it myself most of the time, which is a little distracting, but hey, it's fine. Should they start making whiskey strips? Holy wafers to put in your tongue for a Scotch experience. Oh my God, I can see them going up. This is the body of Scotch. Oh, those were the days. Sorry. I'm trying to do 2 things at once because I want to get this done. And I can already feel like the alcohol in my brain. I want to lie down. I won't. I'll definitely try to eat something after this stream because it's... I ate something today. I just don't remember what. I had 2 pieces of pizza. 2 whole pieces of pizza. Double cheese, double sauce, which is something a friend of mine used to get. And it was delightful. If you ever tried it, try it once, but it's a lot of freaking cheese. Puts a new spin on whiskey evangelism, definitely. I mean, do you have to wear a robe? Is it part of a cult? I don't know. It's a thing. Oh, gosh. Ugh. Kate Turk, it's a pleasure to see you. I hope you enjoyed the bottles you got. I don't remember if I ever got back to you about that. I know you told me you got them, and that was really the only part of me. I was like, God, thank you. I can see it. What did they do with alcohol for, this is like a Vegas thing, some random little blip that I saw or heard about once, and it stuck because it was like you just breathe in alcohol vapors or something, and it would get you inebriated. Something you could do in Vegas. Wild idea. I don't remember anything about it other than that. It sounded crazy. Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi whiskey. Oh yeah, I remember those. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that, but maybe it was just poor timing, or actually perfect timing. I don't know. I would try those. I don't care. Those things popped up. I don't even like, what was it? Hold on. Whoa, everything moved. I'm not a huge fan of Glenlivet. Like, there's nothing about me that's like, oh, Glenlivet is amazing. But I would definitely try those things just to say I did. And it's still this whiskey. It's just a different way of transporting it. Transporting it. Where are you? There you go. Yeah, I remember those caps. Everything was wild. I can't keep up. I know that. There we go. All right. See, I accomplished something while we were doing the stream. I was supposed to try doing that beforehand, but I will be pouring all these samples after the stream because it's the quickest way to do it. Bourbon roll-ups. Oh my God. Don't tell me about stuff. I'm getting hungry. Let's just calm down a little. Woo! That's the stuff. I like it. Once again, if you're just showing up or you're not sure what's going on, I can always fall into that category. The giveaways are A Midwinter's Night's Dram, Act 8, Scene 3. It's an older bottling, as you can tell. Then we have the Maker's Mark, Candied Apple. This is one of their special at the distillery bottlings. I clearly did a great job waxing it. Look at that. That's just quality. Then we have a very special Loch Lomond 10-year pick from Aquavitae. You don't get the bottle, but there's some artwork on the back as well by Shayla. Delightful stuff. I mean, so good. Clonakilty Irene Tan pick. I always try to throw something like this in. This is their Queen's Jam. Delicious port finish. Then we have my very favorite so far, Four Roses. Limited. What do they call it? Single barrel strength. Is it a limited edition? I forget what they call these exactly. Special select, something like that. Single barrel private selection. Delightful. OESV. Blah. Aluminum pick by the Whiskey Crusaders channel. Delightful stuff. Punchy. Dark. Rich. Cocoa. Amazing. Nulu. Except it's not just Nulu. It's Bourbonite pick. Nulu Noir. As you can tell, I've also mixed in some other channels in here who have been gracious enough to just hang out. Or at least I've met in person. That's the fun part. I have met all like Roy, Chad and Sarah, and everyone from the Whiskey Crusaders. I've actually met in person. I'm very fortunate in that I can actually equate people who I've met with each bottle. Ugh. Glenlivet does have some amazing high-age whiskey, but it's not generally available outside the distillery. When I took a tour, though, to their credit, they pulled out all the stops for us. I like that. I would definitely go to Glenlivet just to see it, especially if they do stuff like that. Irene Pickballer. Yep. I had a bunch of her. Like, she has 5, officially. 5 Clonakilty picks, all different finishes, and this is the port version, which is why it's called Queen's Jam. And I believe the other ones were... There were 5, but I only remember the port, the sherry, rum... And then there were 2 others, but I can't quite remember what they are. They're all delightful. Oh no, your furniture hanging, Izzy. God, I hate that. Well, I haven't had that problem in a while, but they do fly. I've heard. Whew. It doesn't feel like it's proof, but on the palate, it's a little punchy. Only a little. It's nice. It's actually kind of, I don't want to say silky. That's not quite right. Oh, now it's going dry. It's got a very long finish. Like, it took a while for the finish to kick in, but it's now nice and dry. Makes me want another sip. Vanilla sweet, caramel sweet. 2 of my favorites. Give me vanilla and caramel, I'm good. I'm a sucker for any kind of sweet stuff. Caramel, vanilla, chocolate. Ugh, so good. I'm thinking of chocolate-covered strawberries, which I also seem to enjoy occasionally. I'm going to go on Amazon after this and order things I shouldn't to eat. That's great. Super. Pugs are adorable. I think a friend of mine has some kind of pug mixed dog thing. Speaking of, what was that? It's a werewolf. I don't know what that was. This is my favorite thing to do, drink whiskey with friends on the online. Therefore, I'm not drinking alone. Yay. But this has been a delightful 700 subscriber thing for me. Just because I'm very pleased I get to share all of these. And because I did have a lot of fun yesterday, even though I was strung the hell out in some level because of all the socializing and driving. I'm always a fan of driving, especially with bad weather. The weather was not great yesterday. I haven't had pretzels in a while, apparently. Ugh. Oh. I want a peaberry bees. Oh my gosh. Zed would do teas. I actually have a coffee set up, so I'm good. But I'm always curious. I had what? What was it? Hold on. Oh, that's right. Awesome Coffee Club is what I'm doing. I can't say much more than it, but if you type into Google Awesome Coffee Club, you'll find out more. And I feel pretty good about it. I may change back. I changed to the light roast for them, but I might go back to the medium roast. I just have to remember to do that, which I won't unless I do something like this. Pop open. Awesome coffee club. And though I do like their coffee, I think it's a little too acidic. Here, I get that thing. I don't like, as you can imagine. Airdrop times the Bourbon is neophyte on the flight home, but ended up in Reno. Oops. Ah well. It is very hard to get things situated. Ooh. I've never been to a coffee plantation thing. I have seen, one of the more interesting things I've seen, this is quite a hard shift from what you're talking about, but I have seen how chocolate is made, the fermentation process, how they pick it, all of it. It's wild. You don't think much about chocolate. I especially never thought about chocolate being a fermented product. But that's what they do, apparently. Surprise, surprise. And they do it a lot because there's a hell of a lot of chocolate in this country. I believe right now they switched over to Easter goods, and I'm not complaining because I really love Cadbury mini eggs. And I also used to like Cadbury cream eggs until I made myself sick on them when I was a child. Now I like having about maybe one every year. And I swear, I know it's just me getting older, but I swear that the Cadbury cream eggs are sweeter than they were when I was younger. Which you wouldn't think is possible, but they did it. Mm. 3 more minutes left till I close the poll. Or the raffle. There we go. Thinking about the poll because I have the drop thing here. $5 equals 1 entry. And don't make me think about coffee. I'm going to make myself some coffee. I mean, I'm not. But I kind of want to. However... Oh, wait, I don't have actually cider. Shoot. But... I could put some of this apple... candied apple Maker's Mark into hot chocolate. That might be okay. But I always use like a, I don't know, milk, cream. That might not work. That might go weird. So we'll see. Peaberry. The coffee is a whole other level. I got into coffee for a little while. I've talked about this on my channel, on streams many times. But I got into coffee briefly. So I do have a pour-over coffee maker that I've been using for years now. I don't even think about it, really. It's delightful. But I think I've said I had phases. I had beer. I had sake, which was the wild one. I had the one that I could have gone down, but I didn't. The, what the hell was it? Where did it go? Hold on. Absinthe. The absinthe route. I went down that path briefly. But I realized you needed a lot more equipment to make absinthe drinks. Still good. But blah. Good night, Jares. Sweet dreams. Till we meet again. The pure stuff. You guys talk like, did you get the good stuff? The good coffee. The Kana. It almost sounds like you're talking about cannabis. You aren't, but it sounds funny that if I think about it. Sake bomber. Hi. Yeah, I like Japanese stuff. I'm not a huge fan of sushi and raw fish, but I'll eat it occasionally. It's an interesting experience, and it is good. I really do like, what's the word? What's the hot green stuff they use? I'm blanking out. It's a root. And they have to scrape it over a shark skin or something wild like that to make it. And they fake it in this country. I know that. What is it? Oh my gosh. I'm going to stop thinking about it. Anyway. Wasabi. Thank you. I really like wasabi. But I don't have sushi or anything very often. I might have to do that again soon. Especially with the recent events of tonight. I can take myself out to dinner as a celebratory thing for the 700 subscribers too. Although last night was kind of that as well. We had some filet. Wasabi tastes like chicken. Oof. I did, well, the scenario I was going to talk about. Wasabi! I'm doing what I can. Good Chambers, I really am. That's all I can do. Yeah, horseradish. Yes, hang it easy. But I don't think it was horseradish at the place I went to in Nevada, in Vegas. A place called Nobu. I will recommend anyone go to Nobu if you can. It's really expensive. It's probably more expensive now than it was then, which is terrifying. But it was a delight. And the sake they had there, imported, can only be ordered at the restaurant because the restaurant owner, who's a big fancy, Japanese chef and sushi maker, I forget his name is Nobu. He imports his own sake, and it was delightful. I have not had that. I have not had sake that good ever since I went there, and I want to go back. If I could find a Nobu in the area, there isn't one. I would go there and have that because it's delicious. Absinthe phase, still have my fountain somewhere, but for what I call my chick dripper with his, which is just me. Yeah, I think I did I have a video on here. I did lucid absinthe. I still have the bottle, believe it or not. And I think I just dripped some water. I bought the spoon. I thought the spoon was neat, but I didn't buy an actual dripper because that seemed a bit much to me. I didn't get that deep down that madness. Mama KillCo was there for Nobu. We had a wonderful lunch or dinner. It was amazing. I would love to go back there someday, but it's a bit of a drive, so to speak, a bit of a flight. Peaberry is interesting because it can be coffee. Have a single bean. Oh, that's wild. Tadero's a partner in Nobu as well. A few restaurants they run around the world. New York is one. Well, I have thought about some kind of weekend trip to New York. Ben is there. So at the very least I had someone to hang out with and maybe do a little whiskey hunting with. But big cities are not my thing. In fact, in my mind, I would do the exact opposite of that if I could. I would love to go to a spa someday, just somewhere where there are not as many people. It's fairly quiet. Everyone's kind of minding their own business. You walk around in like bath towels or bathrobes. Is that a thing at spas? I like to think it is. There you go, wormwood. Wormwood's great. It does not make you trip acid like you think. It doesn't do that. You don't see fairies, but it did mess you up fast. Casinos for Japanese restaurant. Yes, I remember in Vegas, me and Mama KillCo were running around trying to find Japanese restaurants. And I had one in mind, but it was closed. And Nobu was open, and Nobu was fantastic. I'm so glad we ended up going there. Oh my gosh, I haven't had a sushi like that ever. I think I spoiled myself for sushi when I did that. I've been there once or twice, Sugar Kitty, maybe 3 times. But I'm not a city person. Everyone's too close. Too much is happening all at once. It's a sensory overload, and I can't deal with it. Well, I can deal with it. It's just a lot. So try to avoid it when I can. Even being in Providence last night was a bit much, and I wasn't even walking around much. I was very fortunate that they had. I got to do valet parking because I didn't want to deal with parking in the streets of Providence at all. But it was free. All I had to do was I tipped the guy. That was it. Good on him. Okay, we stopped. I gotta cut this off. Hold on. Oh, hide everything from you so you can't give me more money. Nope, that's not it. Scrolling off. Raffle samples off. There we go. So now I just have to do the giveaway part, which is fun. Mr. Great Shot, you're late. I will give you a moment or two if you want to enter, but I'm gonna cut it off in like a minute. Not to, don't worry about it. You are a Patreon of mine, so there's a chance you could win something at some point. Pennsylvania German country boy, yep. My blood, yep. Just a great shot. Did you drink too much last night? It happens. Mr. Great Shot's had a couple of wins for me, actually. Think about it. That's good. Okay. What was I doing? I'm so tired now. I would go do see regularly for the opera. So I would come along not for the opera. Oh, I would love to see an opera someday. That'd be interesting. I'd have to put my earplugs in. I always put earplugs in for any kind of loud stuff because my ears are. This ear is already messed up enough, and I'd rather not make it worse or screw up the other one. And that was from having a factory job. Yay. All right, Mr. Great Shot, if you want to try any of these, talk to me. Maybe I'll do another raffle at some point, but don't worry about it. You've entered plenty of times, so I will cut it off here. Oh, good, no hangover. And we will get on with the raffle finishing here. Making sure nothing else has happened while I wasn't looking. I know, thank you, PayPal, I'm aware. We will go to this next part here, if I can remember how to do it. Let's see. I will go into weird mode. Oh, you already did? Did you do something? Yes, you did, and it only registered now. Alright, we're good. Got you in for, what is it, 4, 5, 4. Cool. Mr. Great Shot. Coming in right at the end. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Again, I don't want to be like, you got to do it now, but I was about to just, I was right on the cusp of ending the whole thing. But I'm glad you got it in time. And again, I'm glad I went for 2 hours. As much as I don't like to go live when I know other people are live. The main key for me and the thing to remember in general is I am running my own channel and I can't worry about what other people are doing. Otherwise, I'd always feel bad about something or other. And I feel bad enough all the time anyway, so don't need to add that on there. Yeah, taking it easy. I like exercising in the morning a little bit, but I'm fine with exercising in the evening or afternoon if it's about the right time. Unfortunately, when I do it lately, it's been after 4 or 5 o'clock, and that tends to mean a little extra traffic, but it's okay. What are we doing here? We are going to show browser. There we go. There are all the entries for the night, and I will randomize once. Whoop. There we go. Randomized right there, and you can see what it is. And I will pick a number between 1 and 23 with my phone. Not as a randomizer thing, but just to make it fair and interesting. So, you know, it's fun for me. I like to watch it happen. Leave me alone. Hey, Google, pick a random number between 1 and 23. Whoa!
Here's a random number. 1.
That doesn't happen very often. Well, look who it is. Hanging AZ, who got some entries given to him, just won the samples. The 700 subscriber schwamples. Hanging AZ is lucky. Lucky dog. Hanging AZ, I think you know what to do. If you could shoot me an email at killco77@hotmail.com. We can get in touch, and I can make sure I have your up-to-date info. I believe I do, unless something's changed. But lucky for you. I mean, you had, what, 4 in there? 5? Good on you, man. Love it. The good thing is I have hand-delivered stuff to you before. That makes it a little easier, unless something's changed. He's very lucky. I think he's very lucky. He just shows up. He's like, what? Oh, I won? Cool. But don't worry. I will be doing more giveaways. That is the thing I'm trying to do more often here. Maybe not on Fridays, probably on Sundays occasionally. Actually, no, maybe on Fridays. I'm not sure. I have no idea, to be perfectly honest. But I will be trying to do more giveaways of varying sorts. This is a big one. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. My heart got a little jump, as it does sometimes. But with that, we're coming to the end of the stream. Thank you again for showing up. Thank you for donating. Thank you for entering the raffle, supporting the channel. I have to use the right verbiage. And yes, heck yes, Maker's Candied Apple. Exactly. I will be back here on Friday. I should have a video out on Wednesday. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. I feel this is great. How are you? I'm waiting for the timer at this point. I only have a little bit left of the Nulu, but it is delightful. And I will be giving some of these away at some point, so don't worry. They'll be around. There's still plenty in the bottles. This one I think won't last much longer, but the rest of them, maybe. What a lovely evening. So, as always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. All of you are awesome, by the way. You know that. And I will see you out there. Boop. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.